Hello friends, welcome to A to Z Learning channel. In this video, we are going to be helping you analyze the latest quarterly results as published by IDFC First Bank. Yes, IDFC First Bank, which is increasingly and most prominently compared as the next HDFC Bank. They published their latest quarterly results for the quarter ending 30th of September 2021 yesterday. And in this video, what we have done is basically tried to kind of analyze it for you so that you get to kind of understand in a very simple manner what are the key facts that are emerging from the latest results. Will also help you understand what are the key highlights as an investor in the bank. What are the key highlights that you need to keep in mind as you make informed choices about your investment in this particular bank in the future. And to finish with, in this video, we will also talk about what could be the possible implications on the share price of this bank. Usually there is a linkage between the results as well as how well or bad the stock stock performs at these stock markets, and will help you understand what technical indicators are suggesting, what the analyst community is saying, that and what is our personal opinion, so that you have the full information to take into account what should be your future direction of travel in terms of investment in this stock. So it's going to be an important video. If you're interested in investing or you're already invested in IDFC First Bank, then it's an important video. So please stay with us until the end of the video so that you don't miss anything important here. So without any further delay, let's first take into account what are these results. So we'll help you understand the results of the bank against four prominent metrics. These are net profits, net interest margins, CASA ratios, net NPA, and of course capital adequacy ratio. So if you look at the net profits of the company as published in these quarterly results, net profits stand at about 150 crore, which is 50% higher than what was the number last year. So relative to last year, it's up 50%, which is a fantastic performance for a bank. And those who follow IDFC would know that in the first quarter, because of the heavy provisioning and some surprises, they reported a loss of 630 crore at the end of Q1, which was at the end of 30th of June 21 this year. From that loss position of 630 crore, they are now in a profit of 150 crore plus. So overall, as banks management committed that they are taking the calls of the legacy assets, they are providing for those things or writing of those things, and now moving forward, and bank is in a strong footing in terms of growing further. Looking at the net profit numbers of this quarter, it feels that Mr. Vaidyanathan, what he committed, he has delivered. So it's a fantastic performance when it comes to net profits. Now let's look at the net interest margin. Net interest margin, again, directionally, it's a positive story. It was 4.91 last year. Now it's up 5.76%. Even sequentially, quarter to quarter, it is up, which is great story. CASA ratio, though historically IDFC First Bank was criticized that they have got high CASA ratio because of the ridiculous high level of interest that they pay to their account holders. But they corrected that this year. In spite of all that, their CASA ratio remains very strong. Any CASA ratio which is more than 35% is seen as very, very good. CASA ratio for IDFC First Bank at the end of 30th September was 51%, which is on a year-on-year basis, last year it was 40%, now it's 51%. So significantly improved in last 1 year. Same is the story for capital adequacy ratio. It was 14.85 last year, now it's 15.6. So fantastic story there as well. So now let's look at the quality of the assets that the bank has. So the lending that they do, whether that money is paid back, they're getting their money back or not. So overall, NPA, net NPA stands at 2.09%, which in itself is not a bad number given the context of pandemic related disruptions and the legacy book of business that IDFC inherited. Um, but it is higher than last year's. Last year it was 0.43, now it is 2.09. But I think one thing to flag again when you're looking at the bank results and particularly looking at the NPA number relative to last year, I will flag one thing, which is that last year there was a Supreme Court mandated moratorium in place. So banks, in spite of knowing some assets which were weak or not performing, they were not able to class them, mark them as NPA because of the moratorium as a result of pandemic. But clearly all those things are gone now, so they need to kind of class those things. So some of these things are probably a result of pandemic, but they were not able to report them as NPA last year due to court order, but now they have to report. So relative to last year, it may not be a comparable number. Now let's look at the management commentary on the back of the results. Management commentary remains very positive, and think net profit number that they delivered seem to validate their positive stance on the bank. So overall, I think for the future, the bank is well set up to kind of continue to grow. Is the management commentary that we are hearing. So that was the kind of quick run through of the results. Now let's kind of let me highlight you what are the kind of key highlights of these results. The key highlight is that this bank was in a low point at the end of last quarter, which was June end quarter. Clearly, management was very positive about the future, and when I look at this quarter's result, that seemed to validate their positive uh, commentary. Bank has turned around. Bank is now in profits, and profits which are 50% higher than last year. So overall, the highlight is that the profits are in line, in fact, better than what most of us were expecting, and that's the key highlight. So fundamentally, the bank is performing, bank is in the right hand, the management is completely committed and started to deliver the good performance that number of us were expecting from IDFC First Bank. So that's the key highlight. Now, I guess last but not least, the key question that comes to mind is that whether it is remains a kind of bank to stay invested or invest more, or what should we do? What are the possible implications of share price? So as you most of you would probably know who are invested in this, that the bank has been under some stress in terms of stock market performance. It was trading kind of very close to 60 rupees per share, not so long ago, but now down to less than 50. In fact, it went very close to 45, 46 level also in last few weeks, but now is it closed on Friday at around 49 rupees. So from that perspective, the bank has seen probably the worst, and this quarter's positive results, in my opinion, seem to suggest that the stock price is now all set up to bounce back. We could see maybe 10 to 15% of growth increase in the share price in the next few weeks, and because it's backed by the fundamental performance, consistency of management. Recently, even RBI approved the appointment of Mr. Vaidyanathan as their MD CEO. So overall, I feel it's in the right direction. What the technical indicators are suggesting, again, I'm more of a fundamental person, but clearly my viewers may be looking at, you guys may be looking at not just fundamental, but also technical indicators. I was looking at technical indicators as published by Money Control on the back of the results that seem to suggest that the bank is all set up to see a level of 59 or 60 as a share price. If I look at the analyst community, most analysts are also suggesting the stock price could be in the range of 60 to 65 in not so time. So overall, analyst community, my personal opinion, the technical indicator all seem to suggest that the bank share price is all set to kind of go up in the next few days and weeks. What could be the right level? I guess it's very hard to kind of understand. There are a lot of kind of macroeconomic factor, and if the stock price goes further down, that won't be the first, because we've seen number of companies whose results were strong, but the stock price still went down. So I think it's very hard to predict on a short-term basis how the market is going to react and where the share price would be. But looking at this result and the turnaround story that we are seeing in the IDFC First Bank, I feel for the medium to long term, the stock price has to go up. Whether it goes to 60, 65, 70, anybody's guess, but directionally you can see 10 to 15% of growth in this stock price in not so distant future is my own opinion. I could be wrong. You should make your own informed choices, whatever you follow, whatever you listen. But it's very hard to argue against that the stock price is not going to go up. So I hope this short video where we have tried to kind of analyze the company results in a very precise, simple manner so that you get the kind of main bits in a very simple manner and you don't get lost in terms of various data points. There are a lot of videos in terms of more detail. If you want to kind of, if you are more of a person who likes the detail, then I would urge you to please go to the NSE's website, National Stock Exchange website, and download the investor presentation that you can find for IDFC. Go through all the detail. Tons of data is made available by the bank. Tons of I guess metrics they have reported. So hopefully that will give you a more detailed view as well. So thank you so much for watching our video. Only last request is that if you've not subscribed our channel A to Z Learning as yet, then please do subscribe and become part of our viewers family. And if you think we are doing a good job, please don't forget to like our video and share this with your friends and family. Thank you so much for watching.